Welcome to the Astrology for Liberation podcast. I'm Elisa, your astrologer and cosmic guide. After a week of the waning moon to process the very sharp shifts that have been triggered by the force of Mars and Aries, that's been amplified by its conjunction with Jupiter, today, Sunday, May 29th, the moon enters Gemini. Same day, Sunday, May 29th, and asks you to shift life into a different gear. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury, still retrograde and now in Taurus, is in a slow square with the serious restraint of Saturn in Aquarius. But it's also being supported in uncovering more valuable information with a powerful Pluto in Capricorn trine through June 10th. This is a heavy time for the United States, with its Pluto return and the aggressive energy of Mars in Aries aggravating its progressed Mars retrograde at 17 degrees of Libra, that's in exact opposition with its progressed Chiron at 17 degrees of Aries, as I discussed in the 2022 forecast. The United States is also having a Chiron return, which is what everyone has around 50 years of age. Of course, it's a lot older. Transiting Chiron in Aries will pull away with a retrograde before that happens this year, but it will hover around the natal and progressed Chiron in the United States through 2024. A Chiron return helps you release and heal something from your past that you previously didn't know how to deal with. Chiron in Aries is overcoming the isolating pain of being stuck in self-absorption. The unhealed hurt of Chiron in Aries can become a weapon that can do a lot of damage. With healing, Chiron in Aries can uplift others through right action with strength and grace. Currently, transiting Chiron is at 15 degrees of Aries. Mars in Aries will join this transiting Chiron on June 15th, and over the following days can join the nation's progressed Chiron and oppose the weak retrograde progressed Mars in Libra that's trying to find peace and balance through inaction. The United States is feeling the pain of its wounded position. Pluto is showing it has to mature beyond its pattern of violence and abuse of power. Worldwide, in every nation, thoughts are sober and demand a responsible approach. With a rational, balanced perspective, all things are possible. For all of Sunday, the lunar cycle is still ebbing to begin again as the 9-degree Gemini New Moon seeds a new beginning on Monday. Your confidence is going to grow as this Gemini New Moon aligns with the confidence of the Mars-Jupiter conjunction. This is a cycle to recognize the duality that Gemini dances with, and also understand that it's part of the whole picture. Just as the two sides of your brain coordinate your logical and creative thinking, Gemini brings all the details of how we relate to each other with information. Juno, the dwarf planet of relationships that give meaning, is currently in Pisces, where it infuses its highest hopes and faith with commitment to connections that give meaning. With that high pedestal, fantasy and self-deception can be the theme with Juno and Pisces, with deeply felt, painful feelings when expectations aren't met. The Gemini New Moon creates a challenging square with Juno, but like the Mercury square Saturn aspect, the challenges bring a different approach and offer perspective and ultimately greater growth. There's a dual questioning of the motives of your individual needs and how that relates to others. Be aware there could be some unconscious projection going on. If you're blaming others, take a look at how you can do better. Usually, fears and insecurity are at the root of all misunderstandings. Strive to ask questions in the lunar month ahead. Don't make assumptions. Realism and idealism are finding common ground. And this is underscored as Mercury in Taurus stations direct early Friday, and then Saturn in Aquarius stations retrograde the next day. Caution is strengthening to temper the willful impulse of Mars and Jupiter in Aries. Common sense helps you put your wisdom to work. And this applies to me too. I'm choosing to shift gears. My primary focus is on the work I do with you in monthly and yearly sessions, and it takes up a lot of my time, and I have more to write that's beyond the ephemeral changes of the moon's journey that will support you even more. After all, this is the work of astrology for liberation. And posting every 3 days has been a positive experience for me, but it's time to make some changes after this 47th episode. Given I'm sharing this on a waning moon and a retrograde Mercury, there are still more pieces to put together before I'll be ready to reveal more. I'll be back within the week, but I'm not promising when. Mercury stations direct early Friday, June 3rd, and Saturn stations retrograde Saturday, June 4th, and brings up more of what needs to be addressed in your life. Saturn reveals the fruits of karma and action, and what's been working or what needs to change. It's important for you to also take your time. You may need this time to figure out what makes sense for you. Life is the mix of sweet and sour, just like the Gemini twins. There's so much good mixed with the not so good. But with attention and action, it can all get better. If you'd like to learn more about what I offer, join me on elisaostrander.com. And thank you so much for listening.